My husband has not moved in 11 years. Where you come from, I am told, that is a joke. Something about a man on a couch. On my world, it is a description. It is precise, and I am walking toward him right now. I want to tell you how I married a Terran. First, I have to explain the ground, because on Khadrun, the ground explains all the rest. Our money, our funerals. Why I am telling you this while walking. Your world spins once a day. Mine does not, quite. Something in the way our air sits on the planet keeps it turning out of step with its orbit. Not by much, just enough. Our astronomers still argue about the mechanism. Nobody disputes what it does. One full day here is about 1,000 of yours. The lit half bakes, then it freezes. Neither half is survivable. The strip between them is the only place anything lives, and the strip is moving. It crosses the ground at walking pace. That is not a figure of speech. That is the speed of sunset, and it is why my legs look like this. We have no cities. A city is a bet that the ground under it will still be worth standing on next season. Here it never is. So we walk. All of us. Always. From orbit, we are not a nation. We are a line, 7,000 kilometers long, sliding west at the speed of an old man crossing a room. Do you want the first thing you would get wrong about me? I have no home. I have a thread. A thread is a circle. You pick a latitude. You walk it the whole way around the world, and you arrive back where you began in exactly one of our days. I have walked 14 laps of the 9th thread. That is my age. We do not count years here. We count laps. The caravan and the sunset are locked together, so I pass the same rock at the same hour, in the same light, every lap of my life, which is why we never developed dates. We developed places. Ask a woman of my people when she was born, and she will name a landform. When I say 400 kilometers from now, I am telling you a time. Look down at the floor under your feet. It has been there your whole life. It will be there tomorrow. You have never once thanked it, and I have never had it, because nothing I own touches the ground for longer than a night. They landed on my thread, not near it, on it. And then they did the one thing nothing on my planet has ever done on purpose. They put up a camp, and they stayed in it. We watched that camp for 500 days. Caravan after caravan walked past it. Every crew filed the same report, and the reports get colder as you read them in order, because all of us believed we were watching one event, a group of healthy, intelligent animals killing themselves very slowly. Not one of us was permitted to interfere with it. I was sent to assess whether the camp was in the way. It was. That is the entire reason I met my husband. He was an obstruction, and I was the surveyor. His name was Dave. He was a hydrologist, which here is close to holy work. We have seas. Ours have schedules. When the thaw line crosses a basin, the ice becomes an ocean for a while, and then the sun takes it back. On my planet, you can be late for an ocean. His job was to find those seas. Mine was to decide, for 4,000 people, whether we would reach one in time. On paper, we had the same job. That is not why I married him. I married him because of the first stupid thing he ever said to me. He asked me to sit down and have dinner with him. You need to understand what that sentence is here. Our circulation runs on the muscles in our legs. Stop moving for about 40 hours, and the fluid pools, the pressure drops, and you do not get up again. Stillness is not rest on my world. It is a way to die, and not one of the quick ones. So a strange creature looked at me, smiled, and politely invited me to kill myself. He used the formal register. His grammar was perfect. I did not laugh. We do not have that joke. I wrote it down instead. My report is still quoted in our schools, and the line they quote is, "This creature does not understand where it is." Here is the part I think you will find hardest. How do you court someone on a planet like this? Every thread is a circle at a different latitude, and every circle turns at the same rate, so two threads stay the same distance apart forever. We only meet where the terrain squeezes us together. There are 9 such places, and each is open about 8 days a lap. Count that up. That is the entire romantic life of my species, and it is a railway timetable. So a proposal here has no ring in it. It has a document. You stand up in front of both families and present the arithmetic. Here is the merged column, here is its new pace, and here is why it still reaches the ford before the ford closes. When they refuse you, they did not refuse you because they dislike you. They refused you because you added it up wrong. Dave understood that immediately. Then he asked us to work out his own numbers. He had none. To join a caravan, you need a legal status, and we have no status for a guest. A column carries things that do not contribute pace. We call them cargo. For 200 days, my husband was, formally, luggage. He made jokes about it. Nobody laughed. In our language, that word is a line on an inventory. Marriage was worse. To marry, you must belong to a thread, and he belonged to nothing whatsoever. And our law already had a category for a thing that does not move and does not belong to a route. We call those the residents. It is the word we use for our dead. The council would not classify a talking creature as a corpse, so they argued about it for 2 months. Then they invented something, and I would like you to sit with how strange this is. They registered him as a cache. A cache is a hole in the ground with food in it. You bury it, you walk a full lap, and 1,000 days later you come back and open it. So the instrument that let a human being marry into my family was the instrument for owning a buried box, property, with a retrieval date. That is still how your species is filed in our law. The team offered a machine as the replacement walker, a 6-legged cargo unit. Our council studied it, rejected it, and the ruling is short enough to say out loud, it cannot inherit, it cannot be widowed, it cannot be permitted to stop, it is not a walker. So he paid with his feet. Every marriage here takes a walker out of a thread, and a thread needs about 40 of us to keep its caches alive. Drop under that and the root dies. Its people are absorbed by other roots. Those roots get heavier. The next one dies faster. There were 60 threads once. There are 41. Every wedding on my world is a small extinction. All of us know this. We do it anyway, and nobody has ever proposed anything better than grief. Dave could not supply a person, so he pledged distance. He agreed to walk a quarter of my thread under full load inside his first lap of marriage. 8,000 kilometers, carrying freight. On top of everything else he was already doing badly. It took him 14 months. He lost 2 toenails and most of his sense of humor. He finished it, and that is why my mother accepted him. Not the speech. He wrote a very good speech, and she has never once mentioned it. We were married at the 4th Narrow, moving. Nobody stands at a wedding here. The officiant is a pacekeeper, the only person on my planet permitted to sit, because other people have donated their spare distance to her. 6 bearers carry her. From underneath you can see the soles of her feet, and they are pale and smooth and completely unworn, and every child who looks up at them understands our whole religion in a second. We do not exchange rings, we exchange the horn plates our ancestors shed off their feet, lashed into one bundle the couple carries for life. Dave had no shed plates, because your feet, and I say this with affection, are a rumor, so we lashed in 3 of his boot soles instead. That bundle is on my back right now. The marriage is not a moment of speech, it is a moment of geometry. 2 columns of walkers merge into one, and a surveyor times the instant the last walker of one crosses into the lane of the other. That instant is the record. So our certificate is not a date, it is a coordinate, which means our anniversary is not a day of the year. It is a place, and I walk over it every lap for the rest of my life. The vow is 4 words in my language, and it means, I will not be behind you. Dave still could not hear the tone, so what he actually swore, in front of both families, was, "I will not leave you behind." Nobody corrected him. It is carved wrong on the stone. Our linguists will argue over that stone long after everyone here is dead, and all of them will be wrong, because it was never a dialect. It was a man who could not hear tones. He slept lying down, 8 hours, unconscious, motionless, flat on the ground. I sleep in pieces, 12 minutes at a stretch, with half my brain, while walking. Your own great frigate birds do it in the air, for weeks at a time. For the first lap of our marriage, I checked his pulse 4 times a night. I knew he was fine. I checked anyway. I was still doing it 3 laps later, and he had stopped teasing me about it. We never argued about money. Do you know what we argued about? Kilograms. His guitar weighed a little over 3 kilograms. I am a surveyor. I worked out what that costs across every lap he had left, wrote the number on a slate, and handed it to him. I was not forbidding him anything. Where I come from, knowing the price is the affectionate part. He kept the guitar. I carried it for him whenever he was hurt or too tired to walk straight. I am carrying it now. We have no rooms, so we have no doors. Privacy here is dropping 200 meters behind the column, which everybody understands to mean, do not look. Dave kept trying to go into the other room, and kept discovering that the other room was the planet. My mother walks the 11th thread, far north of mine, so he met her for 8 days out of every 1,000, at the same pass, in the same light, at the same hour. He knew that woman for over a decade, and never saw her face lit from a different angle. He said she only existed in one color. He was right. You cannot walk out of an argument here, no door to slam, no car. You are strapped into a moving column, and the nearest exit is death, so we became very good at not shouting. Your own species finds this on submarines and in polar stations. When there is no exit, the manners get precise very fast. We never had children. We could not. Biochemistries that evolved in separate star systems share nothing, not a molecule, not a handedness. You and a mushroom are close relatives, and Dave and I were not relatives in any sense. But a thread exists to make replacement walkers, so our law has no category for a marriage that will not. The archive still had to record us as something, and the phrase they used is the standard accounting term for a route that cannot replace itself. It translates as a thread with a leak. We walked past that archive once a lap. Neither of us ever once suggested taking a different route. I told you my husband has not moved in 11 years. When one of us dies, we do not bury them and we do not carry them. We leave them, facing forward at a recorded coordinate on open ground, and we keep walking because the alternative is that everybody else dies as well. We say the dead have been permitted. It is not a euphemism. On my world, the dead are the only people ever allowed to stop, so our funerals are not sad the way yours are. They are envious. Our word for a corpse is resident, because they are the only ones who live anywhere. Hold that shape in your head, because this is what I have been walking toward the whole time. A thread is a circle. I am still walking it, which means that every lap, on schedule, at the same hour, under the same low red light, I arrive at the place where my husband is lying, and he is still there. Because on my world, nothing is ever gone. It is only ahead of you by 1 lap. I have done this 5 times. This is the 5th. I am 11 days out. Grief on my planet has a timetable. You always know exactly how far away it is, and it has never once let me off. So you are the ones who get to stand still. That is what I thought about your species for a long time. Would you like to know what changed my mind? Look at where you are sitting. Your world turns once every 24 hours, so the line between your day and your night is crossing the ground under you right now at roughly 1,700 kilometers an hour. You are not standing still. You are not even walking. You are being carried at a speed that would have killed my ancestors. Your caravan has not stopped either. Your cities hold a few days of food, and not 1 hour more. Stop the trucks, and a large city empties its shelves inside a week, and then it does exactly what a caravan does when it falls behind. You have simply arranged things so that you never have to watch the walking. There is one more thing, and it is the reason I agreed to say any of this. Your star is getting brighter. It has been doing that the whole time your species has existed, and the band of orbit where water stays liquid is sliding outward ahead of you. Nobody disagrees about this part. The measurement is old, it is dull. Nobody has ever had a reason to fight about it. The inner edge of that band is leaving you at about 7 meters a year. I walk to stay in the light, and I know exactly how far I have left. You are losing the same race, slowly enough to build cities in, and to write marriage law in, and slowly enough to believe you are standing on something permanent. You are not. You are just early. We have a word for a thing that stays in one place and goes nowhere. The word is resident. It means a dead body. I have 11 days. There is a stone, and there is a guitar. I will lean against it for the days I am there, the way I have 4 times before, and then pick up again, because I have never once been able to leave it behind. My people have a phrase for what happened to him. It is the same phrase we use for everyone, but the first time I heard it said about a Terran, the whole column went quiet, because all of us heard the second meaning at once. He was permitted. Keep walking, Terrans.